Students, welcome to the fifth unit. In this particular unit, we are going to discuss the on-site sanitation treatment system. So far, whatever treatment units we have studied, all are for the community. But when for small community or in the rural place, if we suppose want to provide the treatment, then it is called as an on-site sanitation system, and different types of units can be provided to treat the wastewater coming out from the small communities like homes, house, schools and all. So let us see what are those. This particular topic constitute the introduction about the septic tank, its construction, design of septic tank and upflow anaerobic treatment plant. Let us see what exactly is the septic tank. Septic tank may be defined as the primary sedimentation tank with longer detention period, say up to 12 to 36 hours against the period of 2 hours in ordinary sedimentation tank, with extra provision for digestion of settled sludge. Since the digestion of settled sludge is carried out by anaerobic decomposition process, the septic tank unit which work on the principle of anaerobic decomposition. Moreover, due to an aerobic decomposition of settled sludge, foul gases will be involved in the tank, and as such, a septic tank will be a completely covered tank provided with high vent shaft to escape the gases. A septic tank is thus horizontal continuous flow type sedimentation tank, directly admitting the raw sewage and removing about 60 to 70% of dissolved matter from it. The settled sludge at the bottom of the tank and the oil and grease matter rises to the top of the sewage as scum are allowed to remain in the tank for several periods or months, during which they decomposed by anaerobic bacteria to form gases and liquid by the process of sludge digestion. The resultant so obtained will consequently be much lesser than that obtained in ordinary settling tank. The digested sludge from the tank is periodically, say 6 to 12 months, removed and taken to the nearby sump, from where it may be pumped up to the ground and disposed of in the sanitary manner by drying. Septic tanks are generally provided in areas where sewers are not laid, and for catering the sanitary disposal of sewage from the isolated communities like school, hospital, other public institution, etc. This is the general construction of any septic tank. The septic tank is designed to prevent the direct current between the tank inlet and outlet. The T-pipe with submerged end are used to achieve effective sedimentation. Alternatively, hanging baffles are provided in front of the inlet and before the outlet pipe. The T-pipe or baffle helps to retain a scum in the tank. The tank is generally covered with the top with RCC slab. Manhole covers are provided in the top slab for inspection and maintenance. If needed, stairs or cast iron steps may also be provided into the tank. The foul gases produced by the anaerobic decomposition of deposited sludge are separately removed through the vent pipe projected sufficiently high above the ground. The sludge deposited and decomposed and the digested is removed at the interval of 6 to 12 months. In rural areas, for small septic tanks, sludge may be removed by the manual labor. The sludge from the sump well is then lifted by the pump, etc. If you see the figure, you can see the inlet and outlet arrangement is provided. In front of the inlet and outlet, the baffles are provided. The inlet is provided with the T shape. Also, the outlet is also provided with the T shape to avoid the direct current. Because as if the direct current is introduced in the tank, it may leads to the disturbing or it may causes the disturbances in the settled sludge. To avoid that, the flow is very gradually and progressively discharged and entered into the tank. Due to this, the velocity will get decreased. All the sludge or organic matter settled in the present in the wastewater will start settling, and in the presence of bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, the digestion or the decomposition will take place. The foul gases produced in the tank will be taken out from the vent pipe which is provided. Again, at the top, the axis or the risers are also provided. From the outlet, the treated water effluent is taken out. So, this is the general construction of the septic tank. Let us see the design part or the design parameters related or associated with the construction of the septic tank. Capacity. A septic tank should be capable of storing the sewage flow during the detention period and an additional volume of sludge for 6 months to 3 years depending upon the periodicity of cleaning. So, sufficient capacity we have to provide it by keeping in mind the volume of sludge to get accumulated. 40 to 70 liters per capita per day if suppose the only WCs are used. The capacity ranges from 90 to 150 liter per capita per day when the sludge discharged plus WC discharge. So, if the WC along with the sludge, that is wastewater coming out from the kitchens and all, if it get added, then the capacity will increase. The rate of accumulation of the sludge has been recommended as 30 liter per person per year. Minimum capacity for 8 to 10% to 2,250 liters when all liquid waste is discharged. And if it is 1400 liters when only WC waste is discharged. The freeboard of 0.3 meter may be provided above the top sewage line. Inlet and outlet buffle. Buffles or T should extend up to the top level of the scum, that is 22 centimeter above the top sewage line, up to 7.5 meter below the bottom of the covering slab. Inlet should penetrate 30 centimeter below the sewage line and outlet 40% of the depth of the sewage. Outlet invert should be kept 5 to 7.5 meter below the inlet invert level. Detention period of 12 to 36 hours, which is commonly adopted figure is 24 hours. Length and width ratio. The length should be 2 to 3 times the width. Width should not be less than 90 centimeter. Depth should be between 1.2 to 1.8 meter. Then the disposal of septic tank effluent. Disposal of effluent coming from the septic tank is not better than the effluent of an ordinary sedimentation tank. It contains large amount of petrishable organic matter and its BOD is quite high. This effluent therefore be disposed very carefully to minimize the nuisance or risk to the health of the people. Following three methods are adopted. First is soil absorption system, flow anaerobic filter and biological filter. In case of porous ground, soil absorption system in the form of soak pit and the dispersion trenches is adopted. In case of non-porous ground floor and the aerobic filter and biological filters are provided. In this particular discussion, we are going to cover only the flow anaerobic filter. So, let us see what exactly it is. Flow anaerobic filter. A flow type of filter, that is reverse filter, operated under the submerged condition and used for giving secondary treatment to the effluent of septic before its final disposal. Such filters are used in the area which does not permit a land disposal, such as in area of high water table or less porous area or where the sufficient land is not available. In such filters, the septic tank effluent is introduced from the bottom. As the name suggests, it is upflow, so definitely the effluent coming out from the septic tank will enter in the tank or in the filter from the bottom. And the microbial growth is retained on the stone media, making possible the higher rate and sufficient digestion. If you see the corresponding figure, the separate chamber is provided for the inlet effluent. Then gradually and very slowly with the arrangement, the effluent coming out from the septic tank is discharged into the first chamber. This arrangement consists of 3 chambers. We can provide any number of chambers depending upon the capacity and the water effluent volume to be treated. The stone media is maintained with the filter support. If you see, the dotted line shows the stone media, whereas the bottom is the filter support. So the stone media is supported on the filter support and the water, effluent water, is entering from the bottom. In the first chamber, the almost all the sludge, if it is present in the effluent, is get settled in the first chamber only, and only the clear water will enter in the first chamber of the filter. The filter thus, the effluent thus flows upward. As the level rises, it will come in contact with the stone media, where by the attached growth process, as in the trickling filter, the water or the BOD and the organic matter are digested and decomposed, and thereby one by one it goes through the each and every filter and water get treated. The capacity of the unit is 0.04 to 0.05 meter cube per capita, or 1/3 to 1/2 the liquid capacity of the septic tank it serves. BOD removal of 70% can be expected and effluent is clear and free from odor and nuisance. It is classified as a single chamber and double chamber type rectangular or a flow anaerobic filter. The unit has several advantages with high degree of stabilization, little silage production, slow operating and capital cost, low loss of head in filter, about 10 to 15 centimeter in normal condition. In this particular video, we discuss the need of septic tank, its construction, working, design. Along with that, we also discussed how to dispose the effluent coming out from the septic tank. 3 methods are there, that is soil absorption system, a flow anaerobic filter and the biological filters. Amongst these, the flow anaerobic filters are discussed as a part of our syllabus in this particular discussion. Thank you for watching.